Let's unpack the submitting your offer thing because it is the most heart-racing moment. Not gonna lie, because you need to make a decision on a very large price tag in a short amount of time, which is why it's so important to plan. Give yourself a lot of planning time so then when you actually start looking at homes, you're not like, oh, what do I like? Oh, I don't like a house like that. I don't like that neighborhood. I don't like this mortgage payment. In this video, I'm going to give you everything you need from start to finish on how to plan for your house 2024 and how the home buying process will go. So before we talk about how to shop for your new home, this is the most commonly asked question. Can you guys guess what it is? Come on, class. Should you call a realtor or a lender first? Now, unless you're paying cold hard cash for your new home, you can go under contract on a house, you can do inspections, you can order an appraisal. But if you cannot get the money, aka the mortgage, nothing else matters. Your very first step is to connect with the lender you trust to get pre-approved. A pre-approval, though, is different than a pre-qualification because a pre-approval, we actually request all of your documents up front, verify them, and we complete automated underwriting versus a pre-qualification is like, hey, how much did you make? How much cash do you have? What's your credit score? Okay, here you go. And you literally send a pre-qualification letter, which is why it is so important to get a pre-approval because you will be taken way more seriously when it's time to submit your offers. If your lender does not ask you for documents to do a pre-approval, that is a red flag because that means they're either thirsty for business, which desperate people are dangerous, especially when it comes to your money, or they may do a lot of business and they're just lousy. So the actual pre-approval process itself, your lender will take time to verify your income, verify your assets, verify your credit score. You'll need to provide documents such as your W-2s, pay stubs, bank statements, photo ID. Or if you're a business owner or if you currently own a home or investment properties, then you're going to need to provide your tax returns too. If you're doing a no income doc loan or an alternative doc loan, which I can definitely break those down in another video. Once it's a yay, your lender will go over your loan scenarios with you because emphasis on options because there are so many other loans than just FHA conventional. There are so many different ways to qualify for a loan, which you guys just heard I said alternative documentation, and there are so many different terms. So most definitely during this pre-approval time, your lender will present what your mortgage payment will look like and what your total cash to close will look like. The total cash to close piece. If you are buying a home to live in, excluding our VA loans, you'll need a 3% down payment plus 3 to 5% of the purchase price to cover closing costs. Your closing costs are primarily third-party charges, so don't blame your lender if your state or county charges 4% of the purchase price just for transfer taxes. Transfer taxes is only one piece of the pie. Other closing costs include paying for title, which is the cost to ensure your home is transferred to you without liens, aka drama. We have the appraisal. We have to pay for the homeowner's insurance. You'll have property taxes, county recording fees, and then you also need an escrow for property taxes and insurance, which is a cushion of money to cover the property taxes and insurance in case you don't pay your mortgage. This is just a fraction of the things I'm about to share with you in this video. And this month, I'm doing an entire homebuyer series specifically for first-time homebuyers. And so if you so happen to work with another lender, even though I am licensed to lend in 48 states, your lender should discuss all of these things with you in great detail. If they don't, that is a red flag. So do me a favor and hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell, and share this video with someone who you know is buying or thinking about buying 2024. Do that for your girl. Now that you're pre-approved, do you guys know how long your pre-approval lasts? Come on. Your pre-approval lasts for about 120 days, which is the average time it takes to find the home you love. And people are usually like, well, what happens when it expires? An expired pre-approval just means your credit report is old as hell. And a lot can change in 4 months. So to prevent any doozies, the bank is like, nah, you're good after 120 days. But most people do find their home within 4 months. And depending on your market or other factors, it may take you 6 months or so. But as I always say, anything past that means you're not ready. And I'm not talking about people in the planning phase, because if you want to talk about preparing to buy a home, please give me a call, whether it's to buy a home in 2024, 2025, 2026, 2020. No, well, don't call me for 2027. But what I'm saying is, if you are seriously pre-approved and you don't find a home within a few months, you're not ready. As in, you have cold feet or you don't know what you want, which we can talk about that in another video. But if your pre-approval expires, it's no big deal. Just touch base with your lender. And for my credit hoarders out there, you do not have to worry about your lender just automatically pulling a new credit report, because we won't. You guys know I started my real estate career as a realtor, so I'm speaking from experience and not what I think should happen. So the role of your realtor is to write your contract to help protect you from any legal mishaps that could happen. And they'll also negotiate your offer and will help you find the home you love. And so when choosing a realtor, just know that a good realtor will ask really good questions. Like, why are you looking to move? Who all is moving? Which part of town are you thinking? What's your price range? Are you working with an agent? And I can't help myself, because now this whole red flag thing just keeps popping up. If you call a realtor and you're like, hey, I would like to see a house, and they don't ask you any of these questions, and they don't ask you for a copy of your pre-approval, that is a red flag. My favorite question on here is, which part of town are you thinking? If you cannot answer this question, you are not ready. Because where you live determines your child's school, how close or far you are from highways, how walkable or safe your neighborhood is. Like, is there a Target and a Wegmans? I'm sorry if you don't have a Wegmans near you. Lifestyle is a nice big house with all the bougie trimmings, but lifestyle is also being in a town that makes you feel comfortable, that makes you feel at home. And I definitely feel like a lot of us families in my town, we get to know each other, brown, black, purple, blue. So if you're anything like me, which you probably are because you're watching this video, knowing the town and area you're moving to should definitely be a talking point when buying a house. It is not just solely about the house. Now that your realtor understands what you're looking for, they should set you up on an automatic drip on the NMLS, which is the official listing service for realtors to buy and sell homes. The automatic drip is literally an email that comes across your desk every day with homes that fit your criteria. It is an easy setup for your realtor. And a drip is good because with technology, you can't miss any new homes that go up for sale. But on top of your drip, your realtor should be handpicking homes for you, because sometimes you may see a home on the daily emails, on the daily drip, and you're like, But your realtor who does this for a living really may see that same house and she's like, those photos don't do it justice. I know that's the one. I know they're going to love that house. And so then when you see it in person, you're like, okay. And also to mention, when you're shopping for homes, waiting till Saturday is not going to cut it in some areas. A good realtor will tell you that, but if not, I'll tell you. That home will be bye-bye. Time is of the essence when you're looking for your home, because here's how it goes. You see the house online, you schedule to see it for that day, the next day, or the day after. you love the house. So you submit your offer that day. You give the seller 2 days to either accept your offer or counter. The seller comes back with a counter offer. You and your realtor go back and forth with them negotiating usually a few hours or maybe 24 hours. Everyone agrees and signs the actual contract, and now you are officially under contract. Let's unpack the submitting your offer thing because it is the most heart-racing moment. Not gonna lie, because you need to make a decision on a very large price tag in a short amount of time, which is why it's so important to plan. Give yourself a lot of planning time so then when you actually start looking at homes, you're not like, oh, what do I like? Oh, I don't like a house like that. I don't like that neighborhood. I don't like this mortgage payment. And make sure you watch videos like this because buying your house is very emotional, but you can mitigate that just a bit by being equipped to make an intelligent decision. So the price. The first part in determining your price, your offer price, is your realtor should present to you comps to help you determine your offer price. A comp is short for a comparable home that has been sold within the last 6 months that is similar in style, size, and is within 0.5 to 1 miles away from the house that you want to buy. And comps are a great starting point because it's based on 100% pure facts. But the real price comes down to how much are you willing to pay, which is my biggest beef with everyone who says the real estate market is overvalued. No, it's not, because every single home in that neighborhood costs $650,000 because those people wanted to pay $650,000. If a home is selling for $550,000 and you love it so much and you're like, there's no way I'm not getting that house. Do you think you're for real going to just offer $550, or are you going to see what the seller is looking for in an offer and probably offer a little more because you don't want anyone else to get it? And let me add to that, before you submit an offer, if your realtor does not actually pick up the telephone and call the other realtor to see what the seller is actually looking for, not text, not email, call. Because sometimes the highest offer price does not win. I have seen this with my own 2 eyes, you guys. The seller could be looking for something like a super short closing date. If your realtor does not call, that is a red flag. Because you can definitely miss out on the home that you love, all because they don't know how to make friends. Now to the fun part, the most important part, the part where I shine. The actual mortgage process can take as little as 9 days, but I always like to say, give yourself 3 weeks unless the seller wants more time. From your lender, the first thing you'll receive are your initial disclosures. Your initial disclosures is the formal name for your initial loan package. That will contain about 30 to 50 pages of compliance docs and, most importantly, your loan estimate. Your loan estimate is a conservative estimate of your cash to close and your mortgage payment, because we literally have to estimate third-party charges like the insurance, property taxes, title, transfer taxes, because we don't know which insurance provider you're going to choose. We don't know if the seller paid property taxes on the home for the full year or just part of the year. We don't know who you're using for title. And so that may sound like a lot of estimates, but we do have the tech to intelligently estimate every single cost, and most specifically, conservatively estimate every cost. Because I always tell people, I like to sleep at night. So I'd rather tell you you need to bring $50,000 to the table and it ends up being $45,000 versus saying, oh yeah, girl, just bring $55,000 and now you're bringing $55,000. And to keep you fully aware of the estimated versus actual costs, whenever we receive the appraisal or your insurance provider costs, title, property taxes, etc., we have to issue you a set of revised disclosures so you can always see the updated changes in your loan. And this is a compliance requirement, as well as is just the right thing to do to protect the home buyer. And I cannot stress this enough, you guys. Initial disclosures and your loan estimate are so important, because at the end of the day, your mortgage payment is something that you have to live with every single month. And so with all the information that's involved and all the decision making and options and terms, if your lender does not schedule time with you to review your loan package, that is a red flag. Once we review your loan package together, we'll get your appraisal ordered, which costs around $500. And the appraisal is the bank's inspection to confirm the value of the home, because the bank can't lend more than what the home is worth. The appraisal inspection is not something the home buyer should attend. Instead, you should schedule your home inspection, where a home inspection is to see if anything is visibly wrong with the house. A lot of people will do a termite inspection the same day as a home inspection, as well as a radon inspection. And a home inspection typically costs around $400 to $600, and it takes just a couple of hours. And that is a report that is for you, not the bank. Depending on the terms you put in your contract and depending on where you live, the home inspection period is a time where you can get out of your contract. If a problem is found during your home inspection period, maybe there's water creeping in the crawl space or something, your realtor can go to the seller and say, hey, this leak is going to cost X amount. Can you either repair it before we close, or can you offer a seller's credit, which is cash back at the closing table? While your appraisal and home inspection is happening, we'll submit your loan to underwriting, which goes into a queue, and it may take 1 day, 2 day tops when you're working with your girl. The underwriter may request underwriting conditions for us to clear. For example, they may ask for about a large deposit, or they may ask for a letter of explanation. It should not be a crazy list of underwriting conditions if your lender asks you for everything at the pre-approval time. At the beginning, which, if you've worked with me before, you know I am a stickler on, no, I need this. I don't want either one of us looking stupid or wasting time. And let me add that submitting your docs in a timely manner is so important, because so we can close on time for you and the seller, because you guys know a lot of estate people have like moving trucks set up, etc., etc. So now that the appraisal comes back good, if it doesn't, check out this video here. We have your insurance, we have your title, we have your property tax docs, we cleared your underwriting conditions, you received revised disclosures along the way to keep you updated on your total costs. And now you are clear to close. The bank will then draw up your closing docs and will coordinate with the title company, because when you write your check at the closing table, you will address your check to the title company, not the bank. Which I'm chuckling because, of course, everyone assumes that you write the check to the bank, which is a fair assumption, but you don't. We go to the closing table, you sign 100 or so pages of docs, and you receive the keys to your new home. And a fun fact, if you close on your home, let's say January 7th, your mortgage payment is not due until March 1st. That, my friends, is your first time home buyer class for free on the internet. Watching whenever you want. Share it with a friend. I'm sharing an entire first time homebuyer series this month on my channel. If you or someone you know needs help doing a mortgage, talking about planning, talking about preparing, by all means give me a call. I lend in 48 states. Thank you so much for watching my video, and until next time, peace.